Since today is a Friday and it just so happens to be the 13th of June, well, you know what that means. Greetings and welcome to Fright Night Flix, where every night is Fright Night. That's right, today we're diving into the 1980 horror classic Friday the 13th. And what better day to cover it than on Friday the 13th? The film stands as one of the iconic pillars of the slasher genre, the godfather to the killer at camp formula. It follows a group of young counsellors getting picked off one by an unknown assailant at the now infamous Camp Crystal Lake. Now, I'll be honest, because I watched Scream before this, I already knew who the killer was.
Now I can't get it out of my head!
But that didn't stop me and my friends from watching it one Halloween night years ago. We had an absolute blast. It was one of those perfect grouped horror watches that sticks with you. So after recently revisiting this for the first time since then and by myself, here are my thoughts on Friday the 13th.
I'm just getting started.
I bet this film hit hard when it first came out in 1980. It rode the wave of Halloween success while paving the way for a decade full of slasher flicks. However, watching it 45 years later, it definitely shows its age. The low budget feel is pretty obvious, and while some shots are well framed and put us in the killer's perspective in interesting ways, the kill scenes now come across as cheesy by today's standards.
Weird.
The pacing is also sluggish. Most of the first two acts are forgettable, filled with filler dialogue and scenes that don't build much tension. But when the film truly shines in its third act, that twist, which I already knew, still works, and the final showdown is genuinely thrilling. The clues are there if you pay attention, and it pays off in a satisfying way.
Oh, okay.
Sublime!
The acting, on the other hand, is pretty amateurish. You can tell a lot of the cast hadn't done much work before this one. Nobody really stood out, and I never found the performances fully convincing. That said, we do get introduced to Kevin Bacon, which is worth noting. Thankfully, over the years, Bacon realised he's way more effective playing the villain than a victim.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Before I give you my final thoughts on Friday the 13th, I just want to remind you guys to like this video, subscribe to Fright Night Flix, and follow us on social media so you don't miss a single scare. Have you seen Friday the 13th? What did you think to it? You let me know in the comments down below. Now, back to the video. Overall, Friday the 13th is a film I hold in high regards for its place in horror history. It helped shape the slasher genre we know today, but looking at it as a standalone film, it doesn't quite hold up. The acting and slow pace drag it down, but the memorable twist, climactic battle, and the killer's point of view cinematography makes it a fun time, especially when you're watching it with your friends on Halloween.
I like those odds.
For me, Friday the 13th gets a rating of a 6 out of 10 and a 3 out of 5 stars. Thank you all for watching today's video. Please make sure you check out Friday the 13th and form me an opinion. And if you're new here, please make sure you dive into all my past videos and join me next time for some more spooky content. Until then, keep the chills alive, and as always, stay spooky.